All right, so do me a favor, in the chat, please list out if you are having difficulty with AA.1, AA.2, or even if it's login information, okay? I want to know what we need to go over in this tutorial, so the chat should be on the right, yeah, right side. Please type something into here and let me know what you need help with. I'll be going off of what you guys need, and I just posted it in online, so I'll wait as more people come on in. As you guys are coming in, please type into the live chat what you would like me to help you with, whether it is A1, A2, or simply how to log into IXL. I need to know how I can help you. As you guys are coming in, please let me know what you need help with, either A1, A2, or your login, just by typing into the live chat, and we'll get started. Sorry, I just noticed that I didn't put that post in. Once again, I have nothing to go off of if you guys don't tell me where you need help. Um, our 11 o'clock session, they asked for help with double A2. What do you guys want assistance with? Please type it into the live chat so I know how I can help you. Can you guys at least confirm for me, is this the right way or is this a mirror image? Factoring quadratic expression. Let me take a look at that. Okay, we're getting some questions here. So, Russell, I'll answer your question first. I have the factoring quadratic expressions. Could you tell me which question you wanted me to go over? Literally just number one through whatever. So while I'm waiting for Russell to give me a little bit more on factoring quadratic expressions. Oh, here we go. Number 1 to 5. All right. Thank you for giving me something to work off of. Okay, so number 1. Now, this one is a little bit harder than what we were doing on IXL. So I just want to make sure before I move into this, that's a bit harder. Have you already completed both of these, Russell? I just want to make sure. AA.2? Okay, good. Learning for AA.2. And I'm not too sure who that is, but it says Joy. You are also probably having issues with this. So let me help you out with yours, Russell, real quick. What I would recommend is numbers 1 through 5 or numbers 1 through 4 are the easier ones. So you have x squared minus 7x minus 18. Once I finish this one, I'm going to let you work on the next 3 on your own, Russell, and then I'm going to come back and help everybody else with double A2, okay? Okay, and I'll help you out with the last 2, Amber. All right, now, whenever it comes to this, you'll notice that first you want to identify your A, B, and C. So A is 1, B is -7, and C is -18. Now, if you're looking at your notes, it would be pretty much the last ones that we have here. Oh no, I managed to leave the classroom and I didn't put in page 35. Probably because we were always working on it. Dang it. Well, the cool thing is that I don't need page 35. I actually need page 34. Because my A value is 1, I can use trial and error, which means that I can use these little puzzle pattern boxes. So I'm going to draw that out real quick. Now, I know it's been a while since you guys have seen this. So recall that C goes up here and that's being multiplied, and B goes down here and it's being added. So my C is going to be -18 and my B is -7. So what I'm hoping to do is to list out the factors of 18, because remember that's the absolute value of -18 is just 18. So I'd have 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. There's not a 4 or a 5, so I'm done. So now I want to add or subtract these to get me -7. So these not going to work. Neither will these, but here, if I have a +2 and a -9, that equals -7. +2, -9. So to write this in factored form, this trinomial, I would put down my 2 parentheses and my x and my x here. Then I'm going to put my +2 and my -9. That's my final answer. Now, if you wanted to double check your work, literally just double distribute. So I have x squared minus 9x plus 2x minus 18. So because I ended up with the exact same trinomial at the beginning, that's how I know that this is correct. Okay, now, everyone else, it looks like you guys are having issues with double A2. So I'm going to leave this on the screen just a little bit longer. Can somebody please put into the live chat, is somebody stuck on a problem right now that they just have no functioning idea what to do? Awesome. Thank you, Russell. Can you guys please type into the chat if you're stuck right now, and I can literally go into IXL and see what number you're stuck on. Okay, waiting. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and erase this here. So Russell, once again, make sure that you are using page 34 and starting on number 5 on down, please use page 35, which it looks like I left in the classroom. So I'm sorry, I don't have that on me. So once again, I'm waiting for anybody in the chat to let me know if they're stuck on a certain number on double A2. If not, yes, you are correct, Russell. If not, then I'll go ahead and get started on the easy ones, unless you guys want some of the more difficult ones. Give me something to go off of on the chat, please, while I bring up IXL. Nothing. Okay. I'll go and let's lower that there. All right. So let's go ahead and go into factoring out monomials. And let's see if I can go back. Oh, dang. I was hoping I could get some easier ones. Okay. Who's that Joy? I had a Joy a couple of years ago. Just wondering who I'm talking to, that's all. 1, 2, 4, or 5. Let's see if I can pull up some of those. Here, Joy, could you help me out? Who are you? And I can look you up on IXL and I'll see. Oh, Jocelyn. Okay, thank you. I'll go ahead and take a look and see what were the ones that you were stuck. There we go. Okay, so Jocelyn, I see that one of the ones that you were stuck on was like this right here. It said factor out the greatest common factor, and it gave you 18d to the 10th power. Ooh, that is pretty ugly. Minus 48d to the 9th power. You know what? As a matter of fact, I can already tell this one's a long one. I'm going to rotate this a little bit so I have a little bit more room to work with. There we go. Let me rewrite that one more time. 18d to the 10th minus 48d to the 9th minus 36d to the 5th, and then minus 6d to the 4th power. Now, what I would highly recommend, Russell, you can simply text me through Remind, if that's easiest, okay? I'm not too sure. I'll double check to see if I did pick up those papers anyway, because I didn't pick up too many because I knew that a lot of you guys still had them at home, and I didn't want to worry y'all with that. That's why we're kind of going backwards, and don't worry too much about those right now, just because so much is up in the air. Just make sure that you're getting your IXLs done. Okay, sorry, coming back over here. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get the prime factorization of all of my coefficients. So let's break that up into 2 times 9, which 9 is also a composite number. So I'm going to break that up into 3 and 3. Okay, now 48. I can break that into 2 times 24, 2 times 12, 2 times 6, 2 times 3, 36. That would be 6 times 6, 2, 3, 2, 3. And then, of course, 2 times 3. Now, nonetheless, what we see is that all four of these numbers have a 6 in common, which it looks like that's what you were able to pull out very easily. So, what was your mistake? Okay. All right. It looks like you are able to figure out what the GCF is just fine. It's trying to figure out the rest of the factored form. So what I'd like to do, it's going to be ugly, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's just expand. So that's going to be 2 times 3 times 3. Now 10d to the 10th power means, yep, I'm going to write it all out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. Minus 2 times 3, 2 times 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And lastly, minus 2 times 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry, this one should have had 5. There we go. Just fix that completely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay, now, the reason I wanted to expand is because it looks like you guys are able to figure out your GCF just fine. That's what, okay, good. Thank you, Amber. That's what the AA.1 was. So taking a look here, I noticed that all of these have 2 times 3 in common, which is 6. And they also have 1, 2, 3, 4 D's. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. And then 2, 4. There we go. So that means that's d to the 4th power. Now, this is my GCF. Writing the factored form means I need to have whatever's left over inside the parentheses, which in this case, I have a 3. And then here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to write 3d to the power of 6. Then minus, sorry, there we go. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 D's here. So d to the 5th power. Oh, no, we're not done. Minus 6d minus, now here's the tricky part. I've circled everything here. So I'm going to put a 1 there. Now, what I like to do is before I type in my answer, I like to double check my work. Now, to double check my work, I'm literally going to multiply. So that would be 6 times 3 is 18. D to the, what we may want to recall, sorry, I'll put that eraser, is your exponential law that says a to the n power times a to the n power. You're going to add these exponents. So 4 plus 6 is 10. Okay, 6 times 8, that's 48. And then 4 plus 5 is 9. Minus 6 times 6 is 36. Then 4 plus 1 is to the 5th power. And now this is where this 1 is really, there we go. This is where this 1 is really important, because then I just rewrite the same thing, because that times 1 is going to give me 6d to the 4th power. Now you'll notice that I have the exact same answer up at the top, so that means I'm good. Now, for those of you who were having trouble with AA.2 to begin with, this is very daunting. So I'm going to rewind a bit and let's try this again. So let's see. I'm going to get a whole bunch of these answers wrong so I can go back on my score and get a couple of easy ones. So give me one quick second here. All right, so right now I'm just on IXL. I'm trying to bring it back a couple times here, just by leaving it blank. And come on. Let's go back just a little bit more and get something easy for us to try out. Now, this is what's going to be helping us a lot right now, okay? There we go. Okay. Oh, come on, hurry up. Sorry, this thing is taking a while. All right, let's go back a little bit more. Okay, how about, no, let's go back one more. Right now I'm at like a score of 54, so I want something easier, something maybe in the 30s or 40s. Here, maybe a 49, that'll give us something a little bit easier to work with. Okay. I'm just going to stick with whatever it gives me at a grade of 44. Okay. So here I have 3 in cubed minus 6 in. Okay. Now, just like I had done with Jocelyn's problem, I want to take this and expand it. So 3 in cubed, well, 3, if you guys have your folder, I really hope that you do. I know some of you guys left your folders at home. I mean, sorry. No, you left it at my classroom. Don't worry. Whenever we go back, you'll be able to get your folders. But if you do have it with you, you might want to flip over to page 7 where you have prime and composite numbers. This really helps you out. We're looking for all of the yellow numbers to break down our composites into. Now, 3 is a prime number, so let's bring it on down. But in cubed, that means can break it down. I could break that down into 2 times 3 and then in. Now, just like before on your AA.1, you're looking for your GCF. Okay, that's forever and always your first step is find the GCF. Now, I like expanding because I can see that because here I have a binomial, both terms have an in common, and they also have a 3 in common. So that means that my GCF is 3n. Now, where you guys are having trouble is putting this in factored form. Whatever you have left uncircled is what goes inside the parentheses. Since I have two n's, that's the same as saying n squared. And then minus 2. Now, because I have recognized that this is originally let's try that again, binomial, that means I should have two terms. Since it has two terms here, I should also have two terms inside of the parentheses. Now, what I would like to do, you don't have to, but I'm going to double check my answer. Now, the reason I like to double check my answer is because during our 11 o'clock tutoring session, I got a problem wrong. So I'm going to double check and I'm going to multiply 3n. Now, into the power of 1 and n squared, I'm going to add those. That's going to be 3n cubed. Then minus, that would give me 6n. Now, because this is the exact same answer that I have here, that means I can type that in. There we go. And I like to have my work either on a piece of scratch paper, or I'll show you what this is right now. Okay. Now, one thing you'll notice is that my cursor right now, there we go, is up in the exponent area. I'm just going to tap on it and you'll notice that the cursor got bigger. Make sure that you're very careful whenever you're typing in your answers, because that will be the biggest reason that you get a problem wrong, is that you typed it incorrectly. So I like having my scratch work here so I can see that my answers are the same and then push submit. Now, this that I have here was actually a giant poster that I got, I think, at Dollar General, and it's paper on one side and it's dry erase on the other. You might want to try a dollar store. They might have it. For sure, they have little whiteboards, and you can get a pack of Expo markers if you don't already have any. Oh, look, see, I typed it incorrectly. The correct answer is, what did I type? See, I told you that I do things silly. Oh, what the function? I was looking at the wrong one. Oh, goodness. You guys didn't say anything on here. Oh, see, I just screwed myself up. I literally just did what I told you guys not to do. Come on, help me out here. All right, I'll take the hit. I have to, right? But I know I have the answer right. I typed it into iExcel incorrectly. So let's go ahead and try the next one. Hopefully I won't do anything silly, and I'll try and double check on the chat, see if you guys are clocking me on anything. Minus 10f squared. Okay. Hopefully I won't function it up again. Let's try this out. So I'm looking at page 7, and that's all right, Jordan. Thanks for joining us. 2 is a prime number, so I'm just going to bring that on down, and I'm going to expand those f cubed into f times f times f minus, and then my 10 is a composite that I can break down into 2 times 5, and f squared is right there. Okay, again, I have a binomial. It has 2 terms, so I know inside the parentheses I should also have 2 terms. I see this term and this term both have 2 f's in common, as well as a 2. So that means my GCF in this case is 2f. All right, what's left over? F minus 5. Okay. You know what? I'm going to use a different color. Maybe it's the blue. It looks so bright. Last time I used this maroon, maybe that'll help me. Okay, so this is my final answer. I'm going to type into iExcel. I'm just going to double check my work. So 2 times 2f times f will give me 2f. Then you add those. It's f squared. And then multiply 2f times negative 5. That's negative 10F. Oh, uh-oh. Where am I off? I forgot to put a squared right here. Okay, that should be a squared. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 2. There we go. Okay, now I have the right answer. Okay, one good thing to know, Jordan, I'm not too sure how you're accessing YouTube right now. Um, However, you're getting the data for this, I would suggest to try using that same access to log on to IXL. I know that the board meeting, okay. So like I said, just download the app IXL onto your phone, which is the one that I'm using here too. It is free, and all you need is either data or Wi-Fi. The board meeting last night said that they're going to invest into. Super slow. Okay, no worries. If you're a bit late, just let me know. If you're not able to get it turned in by 10 o'clock, just send me a text and I'll be willing to work with you because I completely understand. What I was saying though is that the board meeting on Monday, they had stated that they are going to be putting up a whole bunch of towers around town or around our neighborhood so that everybody has free Wi-Fi. I haven't gotten all the details on it just yet, but you guys should be able to get free Wi-Fi service just by being around the Harlandale area. They will have not just at the school. It's not like you have to go drive over to the school or anything like that. But one other thing I would recommend, I know that usually McDonald's and Starbucks, they have free Wi-Fi. So you might want to even just sit in your car if that's necessary. But I'll try asking them tonight if there's any more details. Sorry, let me submit that. As far as how you can get that Wi-Fi connection, because that's all you really need for this is some sort of data connection. Okay, this time I typed it correctly. So let's go ahead and move on to the next problem, which is 2x squared plus 4x. So let's go ahead and expand. 2 is prime, x times x is x squared. Now 4 is not prime, it is composite. Like I said, they should have them all around. I'm not too sure how long it's going to take for them to put them up. So I'll try getting information on that exactly tonight. And I'll send you a text. If you aren't already on Remind, please get onto Remind. It's the quickest way for me to get to y'all. Because I understand a whole bunch of you guys didn't see your email. I sent you 2 emails about the login information, and I completely understand you guys have been bogged down with a whole bunch of emails. Okay, so I circled down my GCF and wrote it out. So again, I have a binomial, so that means I need 2 terms in here. The first term should be x plus 2. Okay. Now let's double check my answer. That's 2x squared, and 2x times 2 is 4x, which gives me the exact same answer above. So let's go ahead and type it out. I'm going to erase this. I don't want to write the wrong answer again. 2x times x plus 2. Okay, submit. And now I am changing from a 46th grade to a 52. Now, like I had stated, whatever you get as your score up here is what I'm going to put into gradebook tonight at 10 o'clock, okay? So just make sure that whatever score you get there, you're happy with, because this is literally how you can earn whatever grade you want for my class. I really haven't figured out how we're going to do assessments just yet. I'm going to have a meeting. What's today? Is today Wednesday? I'm like so lost with my time. believe today's Wednesday. Yeah, so I have a meeting tomorrow with Region 20, the people who made our semester exams. Right now, they're saying they are still expecting us to take the semester exam, and worst case scenario, they're going to make it online. So I'm going to find out more tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So I probably won't be able to do another one of these around this time tomorrow. Okay, we have 3k squared plus 9k. All right. 3 is a prime number, so let's bring that down. K squared, that's k times k. Plus 9 is not prime, it's a composite. It's made up of 3 times 3. And then I have a k. Now, once again, I have a binomial. We're going to circle our GCF. They both have a k in common. And hey, they also have a 3 in common. So that means my GCF should be 3k. All right. Now, because I have a binomial, that means I should have 2 terms inside of my parentheses. My first term will be k plus 3. All right. Let's go ahead and double check my answer. Do you have to double check? No, that's your choice completely. So that should be 3, and k times k is k squared, plus 3 times 3 is 9, and don't forget the k, which is exactly what we had earlier. So let's type in the answer here, which is 3k parentheses, k plus 3. Okay, looks the same, submit. Now, I just saw an email here. If anybody can, if you are aware, does anybody have T-Mobile? If you have T-Mobile, can you type down yes in the live chat? Just wondering, does anybody have T-Mobile? No one with T-Mobile? I just saw an email for Verizon Wireless as well. Let me see. Deanna, which do you have, T-Mobile or Verizon? The reason I asked for T-Mobile is on my way to work on Friday, I heard T-Mobile is offering free unlimited data for their customers right now. And I just got an email because I have Verizon, and it says they are waiving upgrade fees. So I'm guessing if you need to upgrade to unlimited data, whoever you have as your internet provider, please look at their website, double check to see if they're offering. A lot of providers are offering new things because they understand that people are working from home or they're having to do schoolwork and they're using their mobile data a lot more. So just if you are concerned that you don't have enough data, please try to either look online or contact your mobile provider. They might already be offering something for you. There we go. Okay, so trying to get it to look straight. Let's move on to 12w cubed minus 6w squared. Now, this one's getting a little bit more difficult. We have a couple more variables on both sides. So let's break down, because I have 2 composites here. Now, the 12 could be 2 and 6 could be 2 and 3. So I'm going to write out 2 times 3. And w cubed is w minus 6, of course, could be 2 times 3. And then I have w. Those w's look a lot better. Once again, I have a binomial, 2 terms. And this term has 2 times 3 in common. And it also has 2 w's in common in both of them. So 2 times 3 is 6. And then W, okay, yeah, T-Mobile, definitely contact them then, Deanna, if you need to. And then WW is W squared. So I identified my GCF. Because I have a binomial, I should have two terms inside of my parentheses. My first term, well, it looks like I have a 2 and a W remaining. Now, minus. Notice that I have circled everything for my second term, 6W squared. That means that technically, if I put a 1 here, it doesn't change it because 6W squared times 1 is still 6W squared. If everything is circled, then you have to put a 1 here because it should have two terms. Now, in case you're still a little confused as to why there's a 1, if you don't like seeing that 1 there, just multiply to double check your answer. 6 times 2 is 12. W squared times W to the first power, I'm going to add the exponents, is W cubed minus 1 times 6W squared is just 6W squared. So that means I have the exact same question that I was given, the original problem. So let's type it in. That should be 6W squared. Now, once again, right now I'm in the exponent, so I'm just going to tap on it so it gives me a bigger cursor, and I'm going to continue writing 2W minus 1. So it says 6W squared, 2W minus 1. Let's submit while I check. You are stuck. Okay, I'll come back to help you out on that once I've finished off a couple more of these problems, if you don't mind, Russell. Okay, or let me ask real quick, the main audience here, would you guys like a couple more of the harder problems? Should I keep going with the double A2, or do you guys feel a lot more confident on it? I have a feeling I should keep going forward, but you guys tell me in the chat. Because Russell doesn't mind waiting. Would you guys like to continue on? This one it looks very simple, but I know a lot of people have been getting these wrong, so I'll at least do this one. So here I have x minus 4. Once again, I have a binomial. Now, x, well, that's just x to the power of 1, so that's x. And then 4 I can split into 2 times 2. Now, while I'm trying to look for my GCF, there is nothing that these two terms have in common. So you'll notice it states, if the greatest common factor is 1, just retype the polynomial. So, since it has nothing in common, I'm just going to retype this. Okay, I'm at a 66, so I'm almost at a good passing grade that I would want. So yes, Deanna, whatever your score is here, whatever you end at by 10 o'clock tonight is what I'm going to be putting in. So if you are content with a 91, because I know sometimes, like you saw, I got something wrong and it went back a lot more and then it upsets you. So if you keep on getting stuck at your 90s and you're okay having a 91, then go ahead and stick with it. But if you would like to get a higher score, you can keep on going until you get a 100. You can keep on going until you get a 99 if you want. Whatever grade you get up here is the grade that I'll be putting in. Okay, whatever it says by 10 p.m., that's what I'm putting in. Now, if by chance, for some reason, you still haven't logged online and you haven't done any of these problems, then I'm going to put it in as missing. And you can still put it in late, but I'm going to take off 10 points. Every week that it's late, I'm taking off 10 points. I think that answered that all right. So I have h cubed plus 13h. Okay, I have a binomial, and my first term is h plus. Now, if I take a look at page 7, I'll see that 13 is a prime number. So I'm just going to bring over 13 and my h. In that case, the only thing that these two terms have in common is h. Because it is a binomial, I should have two terms inside of my parentheses, which should be h times h is h squared plus 13. Okay, now if you feel confident on the answer, just type it in. I just want to double check because I've been making silly mistakes all today apparently. So that's same base. I'm going to add the exponents. That's h cubed. And then plus 13h, which is the original question. So let's type it in. H times h squared, tap out of it, and then plus 13. Oh, goodness. All right. Ooh, this one is very similar to what we had done previously, 13x minus 17. 13, we already said, was a prime number, and 17 is also listed as a prime number. So in that case, I can't break down the 13 or the 17. They don't have the same variables. Looks like it's prime. So I'm just going to rewrite the exact same equation here. 13 and then minus 17. Correct? Yes. Submit. Okay. I want to try and get into those harder ones like Jocelyn had asked me at the very beginning. So I have 15a minus 30. I think that's going to be probably whenever I get into the 90s or so, which is where you ended at, Deanna. So 15 is a composite number. That's 3 times 5, and then a. Then minus 30 is 3 times. Now, I'm being lazy here. Yes, I could say that that's 3, and that's 10, and that's 2 and 5. But the thing is, I'm already seeing that my GCF is going to be 3 here. Oh, wait, actually, scratch that. I should put the 2 times 5 because actually, no. Oh, man, I tell you, today's just one of them days. They also have a 5 in common. Hello, duh. So that means that my GCF would be 3 times 5, which is 15. Gosh. Now it is a binomial again, so that means I'm going to have two terms here. That should be a minus 2. And let's go ahead and double check our answer. 15a minus 30. Sounds good to me. So 15 times a minus 2. I was about to do the same thing again. All right, 15a minus 2, submit. All right, and I was hoping to get to these a little bit quicker, so move a little quicker. 46, sorry, all that noise. 46m cubed minus 27. Again, we have a binomial. Now, oh dear, that should be 2 half of 4s, 2 half of 6 is 3. Okay, now 23, I can't break up into 2, but let's see. I'm going to look at my times table here. 23, that's not a or no, I'm not seeing 23 on here. And as a matter of fact, I see that it is a prime number. So I'm going to stop there. And then 27, 27 should be what? 4? No. 3 times 9, and then 3 times 3. Correct? Yes. Oh. Well, so that's 2 times 23 m minus 3 times 3 times 3. So no, this doesn't have anything in common. So let's go ahead and retype it. 46m cubed, then minus 27. I'm going to just double check my numbers here. 2, 3, yeah, all right. Man, that one even got me double guessing here. Oh, nice easy one after that one. 11d cubed minus 11d squared. Now, the question is, I'll do that one next. And actually, I think it's exactly like the one that we finished, Jordan. So I'll show you in just a bit. So if you can already see what the GCF is without expanding, I am so proud of you. You don't need to expand every single thing here. So I noticed that they both have an 11 in common. So that's 11, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 11, which is also prime, 1, 2. Now what I want to look at are my exponents. I'm looking for the smallest one, because that means that d squared can go into both of them. So my GCF is 11d squared, and my binomial inside should be d minus, everything is circled, so I put a 1 here. So you can finish that up real quick so I can get to your question. 1 times d minus 1. And I'm not double checking my answer right now just because I want to move on to the next problem. Sorry. Now, for Jordan's question, he has, no worries, because if you have this question, they might have one very similar as well. And that's plus 19. Unexpected error. See, technology, I tell you. All right. So if you don't mind, I'm going to erase this up here so that we don't get too confused. Now, 11 is prime. So I'm going to bring down 11. And then 1, 2, 3 x's. Now 19. Once again, you want to refer back to your page 7, because you'll notice that 19 is yellow. That means it's prime. So I'm going to bring down 19. And just like it states, if your GCF, in this case, it has nothing in common, you just retype the exact same thing. If it has nothing in common, it's already in its prime factored form. See if I can get another problem here for you guys. There we go. Ooh, now we're getting into the ugly stuff like what Jocelyn was asking. So that would be 45. W to the 8th, ew. Plus 5. W to the 4th, okay, not too bad. Minus 10W squared. Okay. Now, like I stated, there we go. In this case, I don't have a binomial. I have a trinomial. That means I have 3 terms. That's really important to recognize at the very beginning, okay? So let's go ahead and expand it out. And once you start seeing the pattern, you can stop expanding, okay? So 45, that's 5 times 9, 3 times 3, 5, well, that's just 5. Um, this one is 2 and 5. Okay, so I'm going to say 5 times 3, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, my W's were looking really ugly. Plus 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 2 times 5, and then 1, 2 W's. Oh, you're very welcome, Jordan. All right, so you have here each one of these. Remember how I told you to look for the smallest exponent? That's going to tell you which one they have in common. They all have W squared inside, and they also have a 5. So that means my GCF is 5W squared. Now, remember, I have a trinomial. That means inside of my parentheses, I should have 3 terms. So I'm making it a little bit longer here. There we go. Okay, so, woo-wee. Now, if you look at this exponential law, since I already know that this is a 2, I'm saying something plus 2 should give me 8. And you should see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that means W to the power of 6. Now I also have 3 times 3. Please be careful, that is a 9. All right, now I'm going to bring down my plus sign. Now in this case here, I should be getting a 4. So 2 plus 2 is 4. W squared minus, the only thing that I don't have circled is a 2. This is my final answer. Now, if you're not sure and you really don't want it to send you back, because right now we have an 82 and you want at least a B, well then double check your answer. Why not? So you multiply the coefficients and you add the exponents. So that's W to the power of 8. And let's do it again. There is no coefficient, so that's 5, and then W to the 4th. And then minus 5 times 2, that's 10. This one doesn't have a variable, so I'm just going to bring down W squared. So I see the exact same problem. Whoop. Oh, look at that. That's a little bit bigger, but I can't type that way. All right. There we go. Ooh, I wonder what that'll do. Oh, can I really type it? Let's see. 5W squared. No, not worth it. I apparently can't write that well. I'm in that group of people that need to get their claws chopped off. W to the 6th power plus W squared minus 2. Okay, so 5W squared, 9W to the 6th, W squared minus 2. All right, looks good to me. Yay! All right, before I move on to this problem here, I'll answer your question, Jordan. It's loading up anyway, and it's another trinomial. So your problem is a binomial, 8a cubed minus 14a squared. Okay, so what do you have so far, Jordan? Can you at least help me break these two down? Well, I get some water. So once again, look at page 7. You want to break it down into prime numbers. Those are your yellow numbers. So 8 is a composite. So let's go ahead and break down 8. Oh, well, both have different numbers, sort of. Okay, well, the 8, that should be 2 times 4, and then 2 times 2. The 14 would be 2 times 7. Oop, there we go. So 2 times 2 times 2, the A cubed is 1, 2, 3 A's, minus 2 times 7, A. Now, Jordan, did you have this factored out? What about the 4? Oh, okay. So 4 is also a composite number. So I'm only listing out the prime numbers because 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 2 is 8. So technically the 2 times 2 is the 4. Oh, okay. Are you good from right here, Jordan? Do you think you can finish it off? Just wondering, so I can maybe move on to some of the harder ones here. Oh, okay, cool. You're welcome. All right. So we have 7w to the 6th power plus 42w to the 5th minus 7w to the 4th. Okay. Now, I can definitely see that they do have 7s in common. Nonetheless, I'll go ahead and expand it out. If you already see it, awesome. Don't expand it. I'm only doing this so that you guys can get it right. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know why these W's are looking so awful. 42, that's 7 times 6, and that's 2 times 3. So I'm going to put plus 7 times 2 times 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 7 is prime again, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, as I look at my exponents, I see 4 is my smallest exponent. And sure enough, I can take out 4 W's, 1, 2, 3, 4, out of all of these. Now, they also have 7s in common. So that means my GCF is 7w to the power of 4. Now, I have a trinomial, so I should have 3 terms inside of my parentheses. My first term should be w times w is w squared plus 2 times 3 is 6, and then I just have 1 w left, minus, remember, if everything is circled, you have to put down a 1. The reason you must put down a 1 is because this is going to give you back your exact same problem if you were to distribute. So that should give me 7w, and then I'm going to add that, so that's the power of 6. That's going to be 42. Now that's a 1, so that's w to the 5th. And minus 7w to the 4th. So, yes, it gives me the exact same answer. So let's go ahead and type that on in. Oh, goodness. Wow. Okay. 7w to the fourth times w to the sixth minus 1. Okay. Just double checking. Why did I put to the sixth there? Fix that. That should be a 2. Good thing I double checked my work. Okay, 6w and then minus 1. All right. Submit. Gosh, that's taking a while. Okay, now I'm at an 86, so it looks like it might be getting a little bit more difficult. Now, taking a look at this one, I'm just going to write the answer on it um, because I already know it gave me 13q to the 10th power plus 11. I know that 13 and 11 are both prime, and this one doesn't have a q in it. I already know that that's the answer, so I'm just going to write that on in. 13q to the power of 10 q to the power of 10 plus 11. So I want to move on to something that's a little bit more difficult for y'all. Okay, we're at an 88. Ooh. Now, what I notice here is that this is a binomial. So technically, I would say that it's easier. But the reason that I went ooh is because we got some bigger numbers. And they're both composite. So that might give you an issue. That's 32q to the 10 power plus 48 g. Oh, sorry. That was a g, not a q. G to the 8th power. Okay. 32, that would be 2 times 15, 16, right? 16 is 4 times 4, which is 2, 2, 2, 2. Now, Jordan was asking, what about the 4s? Remember, the 4s are composite. I don't care about them. So all the ones that I circled are my prime numbers. So that's 2 times 2, 2 times 2, and one more 2. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. All right, plus 48. That's 2, 24, 2, 12, 2, 6, 2, 3. So I circle all of my primes. That's 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. So look at how much this is expanded out. This was the reason that I would say it might be a little bit more difficult. Now, this one is a binomial. So that means I should have 2 terms. And if I take a look here, g to the 8th power is my smallest exponent. So I can take out 8 g's from both sides. Now I can also take out 1, 2, 3, 4 2's, which 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. So that means my GCF is 16 g to the power of 8. Now, once again, I have a binomial, so I should only have 2 terms inside. My first term looks like it will be 2, and g times g is g squared. I'm going to bring over my plus sign, and my second term should be 3. Okay, if you want to double check your answer, That's 32g. I'm going to add those two exponents. That's 10 plus, and here that would give me 48. I'm going to double check my times table here. 16 times 3 is 48. And it doesn't have an a variable here, so I'm just going to bring that on over. Yeah, looks correct to me. Okay. Whoop, sorry. Sorry. All right, 32. Nope, nope, nope. About to make the same mistake. 16, g to the 8th, times 2g squared, and plus 3. Okay. Okay, good. All right, now it looks like I'm moving into the 90s, and that's where we had began here. Does anybody want me to do? Ooh, this one looks really ugly. I'll write it out, and then you guys tell me whether or not you want me to go into that. Deanna and Jocelyn, these might be problems that you were having issues with because it is a trinomial. I'm going to write it out here where it's a little bit bigger. That's 14 g to the 4th, h to the 9th, minus 22 g squared, h to the 7th, minus 2g squared, and then h to the 6th. Now, taking a look at this nasty problem, I'm just looking for honesty. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to go over this one? Because there's not too many of you guys left over. I just want to find out, do y'all want to do one this difficult, or do you feel that you're good from this point on? I'll just wait to hear from you guys. Yay or nay? Do you guys want to continue? Is anyone still on here? Just give me a yes or a no if you guys want to do this last one together. If not, we can end here because it's already past 4 o'clock. What do you guys think? Okay, would you like to go over this one? Just yes or no. Well, I don't hear anything from you guys. So, Russell, Amber, did you guys want to go over any other problems aside from the AA1 or the AA2? Because it looks like they're probably all working on their problems. Number 6? Okay. I'll bring that one up. let me know, is this the one that you have, Russell? Whoop, sorry. The number 6? Or am I looking at the wrong paper? Is that correct? Yeah, okay. Um, so this is actually just like we were doing right now on level A2. So I have a binomial. Because it's a binomial, it has two terms. So first thing you want to do is double check for a GCF. So taking a look, you have 7k squared and 9k. Um, while you are typing this in, I want you to type in what you believe they have in common. I'm going to expand it, but Russell, could you type into the live chat what you think their GCF is? So what do you believe their GCF is? Oh, well, now that I've expanded it, I see that they both have K in common. So K is actually their GCF. Now, because it has two terms, I expect to have two terms inside of the parentheses. All I have left is can you please write into the chat what the last term is? So what goes inside this blank right here? It should have two terms. Would you mind typing it into the chat? Okay, good. Yes, you are correct. So I think you were having trouble with that one because it was actually easier than you had thought. Now numbers 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it looks like all of the backside. All of those you would use page 35, your factor by grouping. Always double check though. Check to see if you can factor out a GCF. If that is possible, pull that out first and then deal with the rest. So we've been on this for about an hour and 20 minutes. I just want to double check. Do you guys have any last lingering questions that I can help y'all with? If there are no other questions, remember that, oh, you're very welcome. Uh, double A1 and double A2 out of Algebra 1, they are due today. At 10 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and log on and I'm going to start typing in whatever grades you guys earn. And thanks. If you guys ever want to do a Zoom or anything like that, let me know. If you haven't already seen, we are extending the closure until April the 24th. All of HISD is closed till April 24th, okay? Hopefully we'll be able to go back into our classrooms after Easter. And can't wait to see y'all guys. If you find yourself in a situation that you need help, please text me on Remind or I guess email me as well. Let me know if you guys want to make this a daily thing. I'm thinking maybe Monday Mathness, and we can have our tutoring sessions then, or maybe we'll just continue doing them the day that these are due so that you guys can ask any lingering questions. Have a good one. Bye.